My name is Tony Small. I'm the composer, librettist, and orchestrator for this new and wonderful work that was commissioned by the Smithsonian called Qadar, as well as a commission in collaboration with the Sultanate of Oman. This has been an amazing project, and we're about to take you on a journey in the making of an opera with the world-renowned Denyce serving as artistic director.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about the dance you just did? What was that all about? What scene was that? Do you guys know what scene that was?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we talk about that just for a couple moments?
We're happy. We're happy to be waking up in the morning, and we're like a happy village. So we're just dancing it out.
Like we have baskets of fruit and rice and stuff on our heads, and we're coming into the village as it's a bright early morning, and we're celebrating the awakening of the day.
My name is Joel Bergner, and I'm a mural artist. I am a street artist, aerosol artist. I do also canvas work, and I do backdrops for theater. And I also am an educator. I do a lot of projects with youth that are educational, social, community-based projects. So for this project here, this is the backdrop for an upcoming opera called Qadar. And it's set in the country of Oman, which is a Middle Eastern Gulf state. And there are two different acts. So I'm doing a backdrop for the first act, which takes place in a rural village, and then the second act, which takes place in a city. So the audience, it's an educational opera, and the audience will be able to see through the artwork what it looks like in Oman, you know, what a village looks like, what the city looks like, and then also it's educational from the point of view of, you know, there's a certain color scheme and there's a certain perspective, and, you know, all these different things that work together to kind of set the stage for what's going to be happening in front of it in the opera with the actors. Unfortunately, today, it's like, you know, in the mainstream media, you have so much information coming from the Arab world and the Muslim world, and it's like 99% about terrorism and about war and about, you know, violence, and it's Al-Qaeda and it's ISIS and it's the war in Syria and all these things that lead people to really have this very extremely skewed vision of what Arab culture is and what the Arab world is like. And for me, I know this on a personal level because I spent time this year. This year I spent 6 weeks, and last year I spent a month in a Syrian refugee camp, and I met I met a lot of Syrian. I had Syrian coworkers who I got to know very well, and I got to know a little bit about their culture and see what their lives were like. And it's, you know, it couldn't be further from that stereotype. I mean, they were so hospitable, so warm, not fundamentalist at all. I mean, all the stereotypes people have, that was not them, and it wasn't any of the people that I met. And that's not that those things don't exist, but it's like that's all we see, and the majority of people, what people really are like, we don't see. And so with something, with a production like Qadar, you have, you know, a story that doesn't involve those things, and instead, you know, shows a very different side of life in the Middle East, with Arab characters who, you know, who are doing other things with their lives. And so I think that kind of you know, view to show people is really important.
Thank you.
Can it be pretty?
Yeah, I think I'm putting a scar on you.
Oh,
It's about 60 people that will be in the play, but of course the reality is we won't have enough time, so I had to create a a tutorial educating the actors how they need to apply their makeup for this particular presentation. And basically it's more focused on a natural look and just defining the eye areas. So we don't need to add any product onto her eyebrows because she has enough. with him, the same thing. Brush, 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 brush. Good. Okay. I feel like this play would do so much good to society and the community as a whole, because we are bombarded with so many stereotypes from the news and the media about Arabs, and I feel like any type of production displaying some form of art and in form of music and acting sheds light and positivity on whatever
Okay. All right. So we'll just start lining
situation that really should be portrayed in a positive light as well as the negative. So.